Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for finding the time to come and join for this our presentation. My name is Anindya from Group 3. Will presents about our topic discussion is using charts and diagrams. Before that, I will tell you the group member. The group member is consists of Christina Natalia, Elizabeth Sari, Astuti Nurhayati, Henrikus Handoko, Victoria Oki Panuntun, and me, Anindya Widadamaris. In this presentation, have two questions that will answered by our group. The question is how to present something using chart and diagram in English, and what kind of phrases do we need when we are presenting using charts and diagrams. This question will answered by my friends. So, in slide 1, we present by Natalia and Alice. In slide 2, we present by Oki and Tuti. And the last slide will present by Henry. So, let's get started by Natalia and continue by Alice.
Number 1. How to present something using chart and diagrams in English. To present something using a chart and diagrams has many steps. The first step is determine your key point. If you have a bunch of raw data, you must make this data become key point. This point will be easier for you to lead your audience to some conclusion. The second step is done really on next alone. If you show your diagram, don't to really the text alone, because audience have more boring to read to the text of moreover, the audience is fetched with a lot of text. It is difficult to take a point in this chart. Choose the right visual representation for the job. Diagram and chart has many variations like a V chart, bar graphs, timeline. If you want to show your data, you must choosing which represent the type of information you are sharing to best drive your message. Thank you.
Okay, the next, be clear. Graph and chart used to tell your information. So, you must make your graph and chart give some information to audience. So, choose the few data point that deliver your message strongly and represent those. The next, use images. Use some images to represent its point, and this image can increase the audience emotional and convey the essence of what's being communicated. Images are also easier to remember than fake. And the last, make it fun. Make your data interesting. You can use some video to tell your information story and talk to your audience through the infographic to carefully explain the process, because video are a fun way to get your point across.
Okay, there is answer from question number 1, and the question number 2 will answer in the next slide. So, please Tuti to start the answer from number 2 and then continue by Oki and Henry.
Okay, now is part of kind of phrases do we need when we are presenting using cards and diagrams. The first, given overview. Like this, graph show, this query explains, this diagram illustrate. For example, this graph show about coronavirus data, and query explains about coronavirus in Indonesia, and diagram illustrate about coronavirus. And next, Oki.
Okay. The second kind of process is point of data. It can contain this table provides, this table list, and this table give. For the example, this table provides data in January 2020. This table lists about Indonesian country that has ejected by coronavirus, and this table gives information about COVID during May until December. Next, Hendrikus.
Okay, thank you. We are going to the next the next phrases that we can do in presentation. In this part, uh, we are going to give some phrases in the for specific information for the show important or relevant data and mention search. Okay, the first one is about specific information. Here we have three phrases that you can use if you want to give some specific information. So like, as you can see, let me point out that, and it's important to notice that. The sentence like, as you can see in the January and or in the December, coronavirus has been come in Indonesia or etc. I think let me point out that coronavirus become one of the dangerous virus in the world or in Indonesia, and it's important to notice that like because coronavirus become one of dangerous virus. So these phrases you can use for the give some specific information. Okay, the next is about show important or relevant. Here we have four phrases that you can use in the to describe some important or relevant with your diagrams or in or chart. The first is this meaning that, the second is this clearly show that, the third is this is important because, and the last is what this show is that. We can use in these phrases in the sentence like this mean that coronavirus very dangerous for human life, I think, or this clearly show that coronavirus become a new become a new dangerous virus, or this important because coronavirus has been injected many country in the world, and what this show did, what this show is that about is or about the coronavirus become virus that very dangerous. I think these phrases you can use when you wanna like describe some important or relevant what is that information in your diagrams or in the charts. Okay, the last is about mention search. I think we have to mention search here. This like from the and the come from. In the from the we can make some sentence like this diagram come from Indonesian government, or this chart came from Indonesian, what is that, Indonesian doctor, or this diagram from the WHO and etc. So I think both of these phrases you can use when you wanna mention your search. I think all of these phrases you can use when you wanna describe or you wanna present your chart and your diagram in English. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to all members in group 3. And maybe that's all what we can present about our topic discussion is using charts and diagrams. And thank you for watching and listening.